Brandon, do you feel like Wisconsin may have a little bit of advantage because they've played their games at the end of the year, where most of your guys' games were really at the beginning of the year? Do you think that gives them a slight advantage?
Sorry, I was muted. Um, I don't. I honestly, I think this year has just been really out of the ordinary. Um, I mean, obviously, before our Louisville game, we were off for 3 weeks and we were kind of out of rhythm. But I don't think it really gives anybody an advantage. I think um, as of lately, we've been having great practices. We've been jiving together. We've been getting our rhythm back, and I really don't think that them having their games towards the end of their season really changes what the outcome is going to be.
We've heard about this meeting after the Carolina game. Do you remember that specifically about when you guys almost, I don't know if decided to shut it down, but you guys were kind of contemplating what to do with the rest of the season?
Yeah, it was a player led meeting that we held on Zoom. It was following one of our team meetings. It was just a lot of the older guys were kind of giving their perspective and what they've been through and talking, trying to relate to the younger guys because a lot of the younger guys scout team, it's tough for those guys, especially like because they're not playing to stay and stick with it. So I think just relating to them and us talking to them, kind of, I think it really helped the situation and just to show them that we're there for them and we can relate what they're going through. That they're not doing it alone.
Luke mentioned, and you guys, some other guys have mentioned throughout the year, what you guys have sacrificed since June and July. I was wondering if you could tell us about some of those things. Like, tell us, I have an idea of it, but I'd like to kind of hear you tell me what those sacrifices have been.
Well, not for me in particular because my family lives local, so and I've been living with them. So I get to see them regularly. A lot of the guys in the team, they haven't been able to see their families since the summer. And I know that 2 week quarantine period that we had to do as a team in Poteet Hall for 2 weeks, just sitting in our rooms. That was really tough. Couldn't do anything. Couldn't really associate with each other because you don't know who had what, who brought what. Um, and I really just the main thing is just not being able to see our families. And I mean, family's a big thing for me, and it really didn't pertain to me this year. But I know a lot of guys in the team, they see family the same way I do, and not being able to see their family has been really tough. So I think that's the main one.
Brandon, I'm sorry if I missed this along the way, but have you made a final decision on next year yet?
No, I threw you for a loop last time, didn't I? Yeah, I'm coming back next year.
I think you said you were going to be added to the senior day list, and then I think your name was on there briefly, but then you weren't there. So I'm like,
yeah, I had to leave you with a little bit of unknown, huh?
Well, have you guys figured out who will be the oldest in age-wise next year of the guys that are coming back?
I think Miles. But for guys who've been here, I think Suleiman. Suleiman's an old man.
Miles is going for his third degree.
Yeah, something like that. He may as well get his doctorate at this point.
How do you balance closing out the season with this team and this and not letting this just be a preview for what next year will be? Because looking at the roster right now, I mean, it looks like almost everybody playing in this game will be on this roster next year.
Yeah. I think, I mean, this year's been just so wacky, so out of nowhere. I really think it's kind of a taste of what next year's going to be like, but I think we're just finishing the season for what it was, and we got to finish on the right note. But I think next year we're going to be special.
Anything else here for Brandon?